Excited to keep playing. We beat a good baseball team tonight, 47-win team. So a lot of credit to Bryant for their season. Thought we played a really clean baseball game. I thought we obviously got a really good start, from Nick, which was much needed at this point in the tournament. Played some good situational offense there in the third, and we were able to answer Ren's home run with Hall's home run, and then a couple our late inning guys were able to hold on to it for us. It was a good team win.
Questions? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Cullen, the play where you scored from second on the infield hit, you were watching your third base coach, obviously, but what was going through your mind on that play, and do you guys like that kind of aggressive base running approach? You're kind of smiling.
Yeah, we go through a couple of those a year where he always sends us on those because he knows a lot of things happen, especially in the 6-hole like that. Really tough throw. Takes a lot of time, so it's and a lot of defensive teams don't expect it, so it's a good play for us, and we've done it in the past, so I was kind of expecting it.
Nick, did you sense that the rhythm, the pace that you work at threw them off, especially in the first 2 innings?
Every game we run into a couple situations where timing is an issue for the other team, so it wasn't much of a surprise, but it wasn't really anything we hadn't dealt with before, so just doing what we do game to game, pretty much.
When did you sort of develop that? Have you always been a guy who works quickly like that, or is that something that you added in college?
My theory is it's a lot easier to make adjustments if you're doing it from a short amount of time in between pitches rather than 15, 20 seconds. So it helps you make adjustments, and that's what I've always done.
Nick, how important was it for you to kind of stay ahead of hitters today? They mentioned that, and it was sort of frustrating for them. Was that a struggle for you this season, or have you had success basically when you stayed ahead of hitters?
Yeah, I think for any pitcher, staying ahead of batters is a really big key. And today it worked out. We got ahead of a lot of the guys. All 3 pitches were working, which helped us really get ahead without much trouble. So it was really nice to be ahead and got a lot of batters out that way.
Cullen, you guys have now won 5 consecutive elimination games, 4 last weekend, and then today. What is the mindset in those games, and is this little streak giving you guys a sense of confidence?
Yeah, absolutely. We just like playing. I think that's kind of showing right now. We just kind of want to stay together and keep playing with each other. And I think that's kind of like the light underneath us right now, and I think we're using it pretty well. We're trying to play as well as we possibly can. It's still the same game, just our backs are up against the wall. It's important for us to win. I think we're doing a good job doing that.
Cullen, what was the attitude yesterday after you guys lose 17-4? Was it just kind of erase that and try to block it out, or was there something you could actually take from that?
Yeah, they're a really good team. And I think we knew that after the game, and that was really important to kind of erase that really quickly. And I think we did a good job of that. Going into today, we obviously knew that it was just another game. In the playoffs, you kind of got to take it game by game, not learn from your mistakes, but try not to think about it too much. And that we did a good job, obviously, that today.
Coach, can you just speak to that mindset of the elimination games, and do you say anything to these guys? Obviously, they're aware of the circumstance.
Yeah, I guess, in an elimination type game, there's not a whole ton left to say. You just tell them, our job right now is to get to the next game. We were in that mentality 3 times before we got to the final game of the CAA championship, and then, we're in the same spot here. So we'll do whatever we need to do to get to tomorrow. You try not to worry too much about the big picture, because it's, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that game. You have no margin for error left, so you empty the tank each time and see if you can keep going.
And what do you think about the pace that Nick works at, and is that something that, do you work other pitchers that way, or is it just his time?
I'd love it if everybody worked that fast. Some guys aren't comfortable doing it. I know, defenders obviously love playing behind it. He's, that's part of, he does a lot of things well, but I do think his tempo is a big key for him.
Ryan, are you always that aggressive in the coaching box there at third base, and the play where you sent Cullen, was that an easy call for you?
Yeah, that's something we do. That's sort of a no-brainer. From our look at it, a lot of things have to happen there. If the first baseman has to, you know, if there's any type of bobble, if he comes off the base, we're going to score pretty easily. If that play gets made, and if he completes that throw and we don't beat it, the guy's out anyway, and your inning's over. So I don't see a whole downside to it. With 2 outs, we try to be as aggressive as we can. I mean, as far as, am I always that aggressive? I don't know. It's all circumstantial. You know, most of the stuff we do is, you know, kind of lineup dependent, or, you know, dependent on the outfield. Is a million factors that go into coaching third base.
And then, was it an easy call for you guys to hold Nick until today, just on the rest factor, or was there a temptation to try to squeeze it into yesterday?
I think, you know, the end of the tournament sort of answered that question for us. You know, we pushed him pretty hard last weekend, you know, and obviously the rest of our rotation guys have thrown very well down the stretch. There was no, you know, no real uneasiness throwing Powers. You know, I mean, we knew that, you know, we would have Brown today, and, you know, fortunately pitched a terrific game for us.
And then just the work of your bullpen, the last couple of innings, it got a little tense there.
Yeah, you know, I mean, that's what happens at the end of games against good teams. You know, Robert White's been, you know, really good for us in the 8th inning all year. I mean, he's got good stuff, and he hit a couple walks, but, you know, he was facing the middle of their lineup guys, you know, so, you know, giving up that 1 run wasn't the end of the world. And then, you know, Galwet set our single season save record today, William Mary, adding on to his career total. So, you know, he's really good at getting the last 3 outs, so we trust those guys.
Ryan, how much of a boost did it for you in the 3rd inning to get the leadoff double from your 183 hitting freshman, your number 9 hole, with his 5th extra base hit and 126 at-bats?
I thought Pearson was terrific today. You know, he gave us obviously a big spark in the 3rd inning. Had the bunt single later, played really good defense, made some plays on some tricky hops, and he was aggressive coming to get the baseball. You know, that inning was a good inning. You know, obviously he started with the double. Hall advanced him with the right side advance. McConey with a 2-out hit to score him. You know, so we did some good things there, and obviously, yeah, Pearson was a big part.